Happy Saturday. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm warning y'all right now. StreamYard's acting a whole nigga. So people falling in, falling out, sound acting up, all that shit is happening. So hit a 1 if I sound okay. Hit a 2 if I sound like a robot. Hit a 3 if niggas ain't shit. Okay. 1, 1. Hello, hello, hearts. 1, 1. Yes, folks can hear me. Happy Saturday, y'all. See that? StreamYards don't like when we come on here to tell the truth, but it is what it is. We're going to keep the party moving. Let me remove this file real quick so that it don't fuck with the stream. Shout outs time. Hey, Medusa. Hey, Autumn. Live Life says she was waiting patiently, and I appreciate you all damn day. Golden Lady, Jolie is here. Kia is here. Kia was in here really, really roasting. V in Training is here. Star Girl is here. Brenda P. Cute Casey is here. Hey, beautiful stranger. Who else we got? Aisha B. We got some repeats. We got Aquarius Shade up in here. We got a lot of folks in here. I hope y'all day and your whole weekend is going good. Hey, Sammy Dizzle. I ain't fixing to tell y'all nothing y'all already don't know, but I have a clip to show y'all. First of all, y'all that have been hanging with me for the longest already know that the Dusty has never been oppressed. They just happen to be the people that lost a war. But let me tell you, there is a person who has no use of his lungs. It's a Brad. No use of his arms. Can't sit up, can't walk, can't feed himself, can't do shit. And has been living in an iron lung since 1952. And he still accomplished more shit than a Dusty did. Don't believe me? Oh, you said you don't believe me. All right. Well, receipt time. We getting ready to really, really drag Jesus H. Christ. No arms, no legs, no lungs. Can't do shit for himself. Still accomplish more shit than a Dusty. And go.
Hello. My name is Paul Alexander, but they call me the man of the iron lung.
This man contracted polio when he was 6 years old and has lived in an iron lung since 1952.
Paul spends almost every moment of his day in an iron lung, which is the only thing that's keeping him alive. That's because he's paralyzed from the neck down, so without it, he can't breathe. It all started when Paul caught the polio virus when he was just 6 years old, during one of the worst polio outbreaks in history. What did it feel like when you first got polio?
Well, I started feeling ill and plain. I went inside to get Mom, and she turned and looked at me, and she said, "Oh my God, not my son." Over the next 5 days, I lost everything. The ability to move. My legs would not hold me up, and then I couldn't breathe.
They rushed him to the hospital, and the emergency room physician examined him and pronounced him dead.
Sometime later, another doctor came through, picked me up, according to my mother, and ran upstairs with me, performed a tracheotomy, and put me in the iron lung. I didn't want to die, so I continued to fight.
So Paul did everything he could to get better. He fought against polio every day. It was hard, painful, and tiring.
But I never gave up, and I'm not going to.
18 months later, he left the hospital and came to his residence in Dallas, Texas, but his life was never going to be the same.
People didn't like me very much back then. I felt like they were uncomfortable around me.
What did you do all day?
Well, the same thing everybody else does. I woke up, brushed my teeth, washed my face, shaved, had some breakfast. Well, I just needed a little bit of help, too.
Then what would you do all day?
Well, I would read or study something. I had a picture, I'd do some drawing. I hated just watching TV.
Paul worked hard to graduate with honors from high school, but
I did not get into college. They said that I was too crippled and did not have the vaccination.
he didn't accept that.
2 years of tormenting them to death. They accepted me on 2 conditions. One, that I take the polio vaccine, and 2, that a fraternity would be responsible for it. Finally, something good happened. I wanted to be a lawyer for a long time.
After years of hard work, Paul passed the bar and became a lawyer.
And I was a pretty damn good one, too.
Y'all, are y'all done yet? Are y'all going to give up on the Dusties yet? Real fucking talk. This man can't move. He can't breathe on his own and pass the goddamn bar. That nigga you got a crush on, that motherfucker can't even put an edge on the yard. He can't even put an edge on the yard. That dude you got a crush on, he been in barber school for 18 motherfucking months. Hairline still fucked up. The bar, I said, is people that got all their faculties that can't pass the goddamn bar. You niggas ain't oppressed. You're lazy. And you're something else that I can't say up here because it goes against community guidelines, but you can't do it. You can't fucking do it. This man ain't picked up a toothbrush on his own since he was 6 years old, but passed the bar. Niggas be going to jail and have trouble with the GED test. I can't. I can't do it. Unapologetic? What the fuck do you think?
It's
crazy.
Yo, like they have no excuse. Like this man can't write. Like he can't breathe. Like
He ain't set up in 50 years.
and he a whole lawyer. Like that's crazy.
It's a damn shame that half you dusties could probably hire him because you can't stay out of fucking trouble. He probably, him and his iron lung, can get you out of some shit. So you might want to come admire. Y'all the one that worship the zaddies anyway, right? You claim we do. But really it's y'all, right? Get this man a call. He said he was a damn good one. It's still on the screen. He said he's a goddamn good lawyer, bitch. What? Cocoa fit. Speechless round this bitch. I mean, literally speechless. Everybody's speechless. They had no idea. They knew you was worthless. But boy, this right here takes the cake, the goddamn ice cream. It makes you lose your mind. All that shit. Thank you, Scorpio Forever. I can't. Divested OG, can you please take the microphone? Because I'm done. She done fell out too. I told y'all StreamYard's acting a fool.
There
It's
she
on you,
is.
Divested OG.
Okay.
She back.
Now I'm here. Okay.
Did
There-
you hear the
there-
whole story?
Yes, ma'am. I did. There's never really been an excuse for them. And the problem is they're convincing other people to believe the excuses that they make up for themselves. The first thing they did, get the mammies in, get the mammies, get the troops to believe their bullshit. There's no
Mammy,
excuses for them.
that guy that's laying on his back can help you get your child support from your Dusty. He's a lawyer. All of y'all getting a whole bunch of shit and should put them on retainer.
Help them get their $35 a month. Girl.
Yeah, help you get your $35 a month. Is that enough for some Hennessy? Something I don't
Not
know.
even.
I don't know because I
Girl.
don't drink alcohol like that. But he can help you get. He can lay on his back and actually accomplish something. Unlike you, motherfuckers, laid on his back and accomplished something. All you managed to accomplish was finding out that Dusty's was Dusty. Real goddamn talk. Anyway, let me let some more folk back up here because some people got something to say about this. You worthless sons of bitches.
DZ, I was on mute, so I don't think you were here. I was talking and you couldn't hear me.
Oh,
Lord
shit.
have mercy, girl. I am absolutely speechless. I mean, first of all, kudos to this man that persevered through polio. I mean, this dude had polio. It lives in an iron lung, will die if he doesn't have it, and still managed to do amazing things with his life, i.e. being an attorney. And determination at that too. I mean, that's very admirable. Something these Dusties can really learn from, but they won't take any good examples. All they want to do is sit up here and complain and be a victim forever.
Truth be told, they're actually pleased with the way the setup goes. They let the zaddies build, and then once it's built, they bring their raggedy ass over and say, if you don't let me in what you just built, then you're a hardcore racist and I'm gonna go public with your business. So you gonna let me in or no?
Yeah.
That's exactly what's going on here.
That's why Zaddy does not respect them.
Right, exactly. It has nothing to do with skin color. And I mean, albeit, I mean, if they were handling their business and trying to make something of themselves and not complaining so freaking much.
The
they
only
might
people
be in a
that
better
respect black
situation.
men look like us.
Well, yeah,
The only people on this planet
true.
that respect them look like us.
The mammy.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, Ashley, it's on you, dear.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can.
Oh my God, I just want to tell you that I love you so much. I just
love you
your
too.
channel a month ago, and I've been binging all of the episodes, and the Bed Winter Awards got me in trouble at work because I was listening to it on my phone and I was laughing so loud. Like my office, like I work in a hotel, and I'm a director of my department, and my office is on the fourth floor, and there are guest rooms up there. And one of the guests like called to the front desk and said somebody was laughing really loud and it was disturbing them, and that was me.
Their existence is fucking hilarious. The whole setup is hilarious. You can't help but laugh. If you're
Yeah.
still stressed out about the situation concerning black men and black women, I don't know what to tell you. It's right there in black and white. You see it every day on your internet, in your real life. And
Yeah,
if you're
and
still in
it's just-
denial, I don't know what to tell you.
And it's just so funny because I've been talking to my mom and my sister about this. Like, my mom is a mammy, not gonna lie, she's a mammy. My sister is somewhat of a mammy, but I just wanted to say that they do come up with a lot of excuses because I'm 35 and my brother is 41, and we grew up in the same household, and I was able to work my way up at a corporate position at my job. I've been working full time since I was 14. My brother is 41 and he just got his first job ever.
I can't. It's almost time for him to apply for AARP, ain't it? And
Not
he
even
can get his
one.
fucking
I'm
job.
not even
and got-
kidding. So
it's time for him to retire, and he's still
They're right.
feeling. I can't.
My mom and my sister always make excuses for him. Like, he's been in and out of prison since he was a teenager. I've been working full time since I was 14 and I didn't make any excuses. And I got to the head of my department after starting in at entry level. And I'm not at six figures yet, but I'm almost there. And I just feel like we grew up in the same household and there's no excuse. But he's always like, the white people got me arrested and it's their fault. I was in there for so long. But it's like, no, you did it. It's him.
I don't think the Dusties really want what you got. I think they want you to share it with them like they want Zaddy to share his.
And that's how my brother is. Like, this man literally calls me a sellout because of my job. But every time he gets arrested, he calls me crying from jail, begging for money.
Every
and
time he
asking for my sellout money. And I don't even know why he calls me because I don't give him shit.
Every time he gets arrested.
Every time.
Listen, it's almost like a routine. Okay, I ain't been arrested in like 3 months, so I think it's about that time. And then I'm gonna call my sister. Hopefully she on some mammy shit and can come bail me
I
out.
don't even know why he calls me because I'm not giving him shit. I don't give him shit.
Refer him to this man on the screen because it's a lawyer. That's what he needs.
Yeah, and it's like he acts like I'm obligated because I pretty much make more money than everybody in my family. And he acts like I'm obligated and entitled to help him and give him money. And I don't even know why he asked me. It's so annoying.
He expects you to give it to him. That's why.
Yep.
And he's going to continue to do that because the Blackistani citizens are very hard-headed. They don't understand English. They don't understand life. They don't understand that the war is lost and it's time to disperse. Disperse this shit. Break it up.
I've literally been working full-time since I was 14. This man is 41. He just got a job. Like, it's his first job.
Well, maybe he got the numbers flipped back 1441. Listen, I'm trying here.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming up. Hey, Divested Goddess.
Hey, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah. StreamYard's acting a fool, so we're going to have to make it do what it do.
Okay. I've been trying to come up for the past couple of weeks, but I think I got it together. But I couldn't really hear. I had to get out the room and come back. So I tried to play it back on my laptop for what was really going on.
The big and small of it is the dude on the screen can't breathe, can't move, can't talk, he can talk. He can't do anything else for himself. Okay? Can't do anything. No arms, no legs, no lungs, no nothing. He can't brush his teeth. Shit. He can't do anything. He passed the bar. Okay? But we are willing to take excuses from the goddamn dust machine. Okay?
Right. My thing is, it's like, what's baffling to me, this man is laying on his back. Like, he's laying on his back. And you got Dusties, Nakers running around here with 20/20 vision, all their limbs, in perfect health, a house and a home because of the mammies, whatever. And on top of that, they got black worship. And they still find every reason not to get a fucking job, not to take care of their kids, not to be a law-abiding citizen. When you got this man right here on his back, he can't do pretty much nothing for himself, but yet you got the nakers running around complaining and whining, not doing shit, causing crime and, you know, being in gangs and harming, killing black women every 6 hours. It's just like, the shit is ridiculous. I don't know. Can I cuss?
Yeah,
Am I
I
able to go?
cuss every other fucking word. See how that? See,
Okay.
I didn't even
I
mean to
think
do that. I swear to you, I didn't mean to do that. It just flows. Thank you,
so.
Bees Knees. I appreciate you. God bless you on the tithe. Hallelujah. Go ahead,
It's
honey.
So
I'm
funny
sorry.
that
I was
they
just. Oh no, you go ahead.
no, I'm just mad right now. I mean, I can understand men have both arms, both legs, eyes, and head, and the only thing they want to use is that third leg between
Yeah,
their
that
legs.
that one
And that
works.
barely shit.
And that barely
Yeah.
works. Thank you.
From what
Thank
I
you.
understand, they have an erectile dysfunction in their early 20s, sitting up here eating them goddamn beanie weenies and ramen noodles all goddamn day, and then following it up with a joint and a bottle of liquor. Yeah, that'll get you there. It'll get you there. All right, y'all. I have a question for everybody, and I got this from Patricia Love. Okay. I know that the manosphere and the hoteps, the conscious community, are the same thing. One just has some shea butter. Okay.
Ew, yo, that actually scared me.
Oh
Like,
God.
One just has some shea. They do this shit every week. Girl, we doing God's work. You're gonna have demons coming and try to take it away. So any motherfucking way, I apologize for the cage being open. I'll get with the zookeeper and try to keep them out your ear. Okay. RIP to the ones that was wearing headphones, because
no, seriously.
they're pretty goddamn loud. Any motherfucking way, one of the groups has shea butter. That's it. Okay. I'm gonna show y'all another clip. I want y'all to tell me what this pro-black man is saying that's any different than what the manosphere, the He-Man Black Woman Haters Club, what's the difference in what he's saying versus what the manosphere says? And then you're going to find out there is no difference between the two. So let's go. Y'all should feel very, very proud. Y'all putting in this work. You got apes screaming, losing their goddamn mind twice a week. Okay, so are y'all familiar with this motherfucker here?
No.
Is King Noble, one of the pro-blackest motherfuckers on earth. Okay? It says King Noble on black women. Now he's pro-black. So what do you expect him to say? Black woman is God. Let's get together and be unified, and let's take care of our families. You know, we was the first man, woman, and child on earth. You think that's what he's going to say? Let's see if he's actually manosphere for real, though.
And I'm going to end this talking about my favorite subject, which is the black woman. Because the materialisticness in our society is due to our black woman. And it's not a woman bashing thing. A lot of sisters have looked at my DVDs with some of the clips I put on there from blacktown.net of the brother. And they say, oh, you bashing women.
God, Ned.
You know, what you talking about, you're against women and this, that, and the other. You seem like
The first sign that a motherfucker is bashing women is he says he's not bashing women.
Yep.
Okay. The first indicator that he fixing to bash is he saying that he's not going to bash, but he's pro-black. All right.
the woman is being attacked. This is what they're saying. And the information is not to bash women, but it's a fact. How many women revolutionaries have been assassinated or died trying to save black people?
Is he like reading off of a script?
No.
Well, we can go down the list. Fred Hampton, Mark Clark.
He said black women haven't died trying to protect the community. I beg to differ. You mammies have lost your life several times trying to protect the community, but it's not enough for him. Okay, wait till we get to the financials. Okay, the best part.
Malcolm X. You can go down the list. The list is innumerable of black people who have died. Black men that have died for our people. But we can't name the black women who have. Because our women have an integrity issue. That is the job of the black man to be a revolutionary, and it's not the job of the woman. Your job is to help her live the American dream and be a revolutionary with some integrity to your community on the side.
flat out. He said that you're supposed to basically fight and he's going to support you. I guess he's going to grab a couple of pom-poms and root you on. It's your job to fight. Okay?
That cultural framework has to go. It is just much of the woman's responsibility to build a nation as it is the black man's. It is not the woman's responsibility to live the American dream and laugh and make fun of the black man for being on the revolution. When it's her sons that are going to jail. You understand the point I'm making? That's her sons. It's her daughters that's getting raped and put out on drugs and turned into prostitutes.
Anybody want to
Who's
take a
doing
stab?
it?
Thank you.
I
Anybody want
need
to
to say
Exactly.
something. I haven't been here in a while.
Hey,
Hi,
Healing
ladies.
Arts, how are you?
Oh,
I
I'm
know
doing
you finna
well.
explode.
Don't say the hard art, girl.
Yeah, don't
I
say
got
it.
one question and one
Don't say it,
question.
Healing Arts.
Can I? I just wanted to know if I was allowed to say the N word on here.
Not the
No.
hard art. Not the hard
Mm-mm.
art.
Nah. Mm-mm.
I didn't think so. Well, it looks like I'm not gonna be able to give too much commentary about the son of a bitch. I'll just use that in place of that. What I really want to say. But yeah, I remember seeing that son of a bitch when I used to be a part of that so-called conscious community.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so misogynistic. It's a pimp and hoe fucking
Yes.
dynamic, you know. And I thought, oh, this is something different. These are metaphysical new age blacks. Yeah, fucking right. You know what I'm saying? And those motherfuckers were the ringleaders of it. King Noble. I remember that son of a fucking bitch. You know, he's no different than any other hard R that I've seen before.
Preach. I'm trying to figure out what the difference is between manosphere and pro-black men. Can somebody tell me
It's the
something?
fucking same. It's the only one. Some of them do crystal meditations. That's the only difference.
It's that
Some of
fucking
them just
turban.
talk shit on black women naturally, and the other ones use crystal meditations in order to amplify their fucking fuel.
It's the curtain on this fucking head.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
That's
curtain.
only
Some of them wear
head
dreads,
wearing-
and some of them have a fade. How about that? If you want to talk about
Oh,
phenotype differences.
Child.
okay, this scarf head, extension wearing, dumb face, piece of shit. Okay.
Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. And you know what kills me? They don't know what consciousness is, but they think, oh, we'll just put consciousness in the title. We'll get some crazy people over here to follow us. That's what this is. He's talking nonsense. This guy doesn't even know his history, or he wouldn't even be able to say that stupid drivel coming out of his stupid mouth.
And then, you know, these are the same motherfuckers that talk shit on black women from getting degrees, but they can't make it past the remedial status in college, even if they
his
fucking
breath
wanted
stink.
to. That they're just mad because they can't, like, they're so pseudo. It's ridiculous. Like, nobody is listening to them. You know, like, they don't make any fucking sense. They're so, I'd be like, I had asked one of the motherfuckers before. I'm like, well, why didn't you finish school? Like, you said you were you were in a scholarly realm at one time or whatnot. Like, what made you drop out of college? Oh, I can't be a part of the white man's institution. And it's like, man, fuck you.
Melinda, where your motherfucking ass been, girl? Welcome back. I said, is that Melinda? That's Melinda. Welcome back. The fact of the matter is this, y'all. All hashtag all. I don't care what they believe in the yoni egg mammies. Kill me with this nonsense. Why can't y'all just deal with the black men that actually like black women? Who is
They
that?
don't.
None of them do.
They don't. Even when I used to be a part of that shit, I got pictures with several. I used to go to them lectures and everything. It was like a short-lived phase that I was in for like a year. Okay. And I used to go to the lectures and everything. I took pictures with them motherfuckers. They were just as colorist and misogynist as the fucking mainstream entertainment industry. They're no fucking different.
That's what we've been trying to say. But according to the mammies, those are the unicorns. Those are the unicorns. They want a nation build. I haven't even made it to the worst part of this shit yet. I haven't.
How they unicorns with no money? They the ones complaining because white men won't get them no money. Like, cut it out.
Watch what he do. Let's go.
Prostitute. Because she had the men in the society on her personal materialistic missions versus going out being mentors and being real men in the community. Because if you go tell a woman, oh, I'm helping the men in the community, I'm just trying to raise up their conscience. Well, does it pay? Hell yeah, it pays. You are not going to get raped. You understand?
He's bargaining with you. If you do what he say do, you ain't going to get our word, y'all. So
he's going to protect you.
Yeah, that's the payment. But the problem is he got a couple of charges in his past that's saying that he's actually lying, y'all.
He's got the garb of a fucking ancient slave trader.
I can't. This
he looks like slave cosplay.
He looks like the old Arab slave trader photos or some shit.
Yeah.
Like the sketches from back in the day.
This is the pick of the litter, though. This is the best you gonna get. Unless you're talking about educated lames, and those motherfuckers are beat your ass.
I need a new litter then.
And they rape dogs, so
yeah, these things will fuck. They'll fuck anything.
Horses,
shit.
They'll fuck horses.
The fish had a hole. They'll fuck that too.
Honey,
let's just
tell them the fish has a hole.
King Noble ain't gonna make it up here, y'all. We fixing to destroy this bitch.
Man, fuck them niggas, man. I swear to God. I'm sorry, I said it again. Oops, I didn't have
say the hard R. It's okay.
Okay, yeah, that's acceptable.
Yeah, hard R is for after the show.
My hard R is the biggest trigger. I might as well be holding up a goddamn fucking shotgun when I say that hard R.
Listen to who's supposed to be the providers.
It pays because your son is not going to get destroyed. Your daughter is not going to become a crackhead. It pays. But it has no value to the black woman if it doesn't pay. Because she wants to live like Erica in Pine Valley. You understand what I'm making? She wants to live and model the life of the television. And it's your responsibility as a man to help her live the television life. She said, well, the man's the provider. A man cannot provide a baby. All the women want abortions. A man ain't having no baby without a woman. A woman provides a baby out of her womb. We provide semen.
Word out of the horse's Hotep's mouth.
Y'all keep giving these.
Y'all keep giving these sandwich. He looked like he already has. He looks like he already has.
He do look like his breath stink.
He looks like he already has
on it.
You gotta understand, these motherfuckers got the same frontal lobe issues that Darwin talked about, just like any other.
What frontal lobe?
They have a frontal lobe issue as far as those Y chromosomed. I wish I could say it so bad. It's eating my goddamn heart out.
I appreciate you not saying it.
I want y'all to give Margaret Sanger her flowers
because it's so difficult. Anyway,
it is. That's why I stutter over words all the damn time because I'm trying to remain compliant. The shit is hard when you talking about these motherfuckers. When you talk about them, it automatically it has to go against community guidelines because they ain't worth a damn.
Fuck. Anyway, the frontal lobe issues that they have with their Y chromosome and how they're genetically inferior. He's still genetically inferior, even being in the metaphysical community or whatever you want to call it. They call themselves being on a higher realm because they're spiritual, but this motherfucker's got the same goddamn frontal lobe issues as any of those motherfucking remedial Tyrones that you see that are on the bell curve.
I'm sorry.
So you're telling me that Dustyism is Y-linked?
It's genetic. It's not universal. It's genetic. Okay. And if you look at it like that, you'll be like, you know what? These motherfuckers are not. Hey, this is a mental situation here, and I can't deal with it. It's so much easier when you look at it like that.
Yeah.
A genetic deficiency. They're the ones that always be bragging about how powerless they are. Shit.
I'm sorry, but the girls, if any woman that listens to the girls of Nig, I like, especially these ones, like the shit he's saying is just garbage. Like it's never mind.
He knows nothing and he's proving it.
He's so slow. He was in the slow class. I'm telling you, let's look this motherfucker up and see what kind of classes this motherfucker took.
He was the one wearing the helmet. He was the one wearing the helmet. You see, he got that turban on.
He on the spectrum like a motherfucker. He on the spectrum.
I can't. I don't think we're
Son
gonna
of a
make it.
bitch is off his meds.
Let's give it one more go, and then I'm gonna get his fuck face up out of here, y'all. This shit is trash.
But she provides the material, makeup of the baby. He draws from her diet. You understand what I'm making? He draws from her biology to build his body off of. So a woman provides for the child. A man is just not the provider. That's Americanism. A man can provide.
I know y'all want to tear that shit up.
This is this one of the hardest things I've never did in my life. I swear to God.
So, since we said that already, right? If you hear it out of this motherfucker's mouth, he said he's not going to provide. That's Americanism. And this is y'all's cream of the crop. You bitches are stupid. You dumb. Shout out to all the divested women up in this bitch. Y'all looking at something that a mammy would fight over. Why you say that, DZ? Because it was two women that had platforms on here that fought over him. I said what I said. Y'all better get the fuck away from these people. Let Tammy up here.
Wait, stop the cap. Who find out? Never mind.
Man, listen. Right. It'll be Discord time. I'll show you. Welcome to the panel. Tammy, how are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
I can.
Hey, y'all are doing a good job of roasting him. It's like he keeps it seems like he's like his mind is disjointed. I don't know if it's all the drugs or something. He will go from everybody's materialistic to trying to hawk his CDs because nobody or DVDs and nobody has a DVD player anymore.
Right.
Man, I used to be also one of those ones constantly listening to them and just thinking about how I was in like my pro-black stage. It was like you're only pro-black when you recognize whatever victimhood they go through. And they might every now and again, throw you a bone and say, well, you know what? There's a high maternal mortality rate. But then it'll go back to, you know what? We're so victimized, police brutality, all that. I'm glad I never heard of him because he is ridiculous. It's not even coalescing. There's no flow with what he's saying at all.
He's one of the OGs in the online conscious community. Thank you, MEC. I appreciate you. He's one of the OGs. And he also, when this slowed down for him, started doing conscious porno. I said what I said.
Wait. How you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Ew. How?
You get
so he was showing his dread crotch.
Uh-huh. You get you a website and you get 4 queens and you fuck them all on camera. That's what you do. These y'all kings. This is y'all kings. Dead ass serious. Let's get back to this providing. Goddamn. Weirdo.
In his capacity to provide. You understand what I'm saying? But a woman provides as well. In Africa, the agricultural was done by a woman. A woman would go out to the garden and pick the vegetables and fruits to prepare breakfast. Women ran the market. Today, if you go to Africa, there are women in the market with the fruits and vegetables. Only in Jamaica are there men, or the men have those markets. Women have the markets in Africa. Ask a Ghanaian that now, ask a Nigerian that now. Who is at the market? The woman is at the market.
So y'all ready to provide? Y'all ready to plant the crops and then feed the children? I'm gonna put a link to this shit in the chat because I'm done triggering y'all with this motherfucker. If you want to watch the rest of that shit, you can watch it. You're gonna end up throwing your device across the room. So trigger warning.
I'm sorry, but this nigga is retarded. Like he has no like direction. He's just hopping all over the place with his talking points.
He's saying whatever make it to where black women have to do all the work. They have to raise the children. They have to feed everybody, provide, bill. And what he's going to do is play your goddamn cheerleader. That's what he's saying.
Oh, so he wants to give bus. Got it.
Do you remember that one show? I think it was like in the 90s, and it was like some type of sketch comedy, and it had like Jim Carrey and like the
In Living Color.
And yeah, and then it's like they had like one of those, I don't know, prophetic, making fun of like I think the dude was like in prison. That's kind of what he reminds me of.
Yeah.
That's what they all
Yep. Yep.
Welcome to the panel, Lisa.
Hello, hello.
What you got, sis? Yeah, Yandra, this bitch said Americanism because you have to provide. Bitch, what the fuck? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, Lisa.
Don't worry about it. I've been wanting to call up here since the last time I heard you, which was like months ago.
Oh, okay. Well, you made it through. Go ahead and add to the bread basket. What do you think about this piece of shit on the screen?
Well, he's definitely a piece of shit.
Yeah, definitely. But they're supposed to be the goddamn cream of the crop. Basically, there's nothing different between Manosphere talking points and pro-black talking points.
I have to ask y'all a question. What is Manosphere? I never gave a fuck about them to even look it up. So what is Manosphere?
Manosphere is black men that hate black women, pretty much. And the talking points are literally the same. You're supposed to provide, you're supposed to go 50-50, that kind of shit.
The black version of MGTOW.
Right. On steroids, by the way.
And bussy warriors.
The bussies that eat butter biscuits, pretty much.
Yeah, and why you bullshitting unapologetic? He said that there's no like gender specific. In other words, if you're attracted to the person, no matter who or what they are, yeah. So yeah, you're right.
Gay.
You're right about the
bus. All of them, every last one of them.
Yeah. WSOG is back on you, sis. I can't. WSOG, you still there, babe? Well, I guess not. StreamYard's doing the goddamn thing. Wait, she on another one. Hold up. Okay, I brought you back up here. Now you're here. Let me put the other one out. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. You can hear me?
Yeah, I'm going to remove your other account.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. This guy is just a new iteration of generations of what black men have always been thinking. They usually come from jail spouting this garbage. Okay. Oh, I'm brother so-and-so. I'm brother Hotep. I'm brother this and that. And I don't know how they do it, but they always seem to get a critical mass of people to follow them, including women, especially women.
There's women in all of these comment sections. Truth be told, it doesn't matter what the nigga talking about. It's a bunch of women down there flapping their tits trying to get some fucking attention from these niggas. Right. Point blank, period.
Absolutely.
The gag is they're the foot soldiers. They're the one doing the shit. The niggas just be like, oh, go do this. And they're like, oh, yes, king. Like, ugh.
I personally live around them. I know for a fact that they do this day in and day out.
They're going to do this. They're never going to change. My question is, why aren't black women waking up? Why is he still?
Because they don't want to accept the fact that black men are not the only option. They don't want to accept the fact that they have to compete with all these other women. We always talk about black men competing. These black women are so fucking fat and ugly, and their personalities are fucking clueless. They're just... It's just something wrong with them to the point where they can't be
hold on.
the person that they...
Yeah, we're not going to talk over each other. Y'all, I don't think that all mammies are fat and ugly. No, we're not going to say that about our fellow black.
Some of them are actually very beautiful.
Very beautiful, okay? So yeah, I can't co-sign that type of shit. Appreciate you, Lisa, but I think you was getting ready to... I think you was fixing to turn left and the GPS said turn right. Hell no. But
well, I think a lot of black women, they're not thinking really. With all these receipts that they're getting from so many women in so many different places, they're not thinking, they're feeling, and they're afraid. Okay. And okay, I can understand that. Fine. But when you hit me upside my head, you're going to get a punch back and it's going to hurt real bad. And I'm going to walk off from your ass.
Yeah.
These women get punched in the head. They get punched in the heart all the time. And I honestly believe that they think that this is the best that they should expect.
Yeah.
I was definitely told that. Honey, you just get somebody who works in a grocery store because you're not gonna get anything better. You understand that? Fuck y'all. I'd rather be alone. Sorry.
I told you, get a British short haired cat. Get your goddamn vibrator. Watch your DVR. You don't have to have one of these motherfuckers in your life. If you're not attracted to non-black men, it doesn't mean you have to shack up with one of these dusties because they're gonna fuck your ass up. Ain't nothing wrong with being single around this bitch. Nothing.
Thank you.
It's
you can have more peace. More peace. And more money. More money.
What'd you say, unapologetic? You
said somebody's gonna gloss over what you just said. They're gonna be like, "Oh, they worship the white man," even though you just said if you don't like non-black men, you don't have to be with them.
They the ones literally. Yeah, you're right. They're gonna gloss over that, but they are the ones that worship white men. White men trigger the shit out of Blackistan because they are the ones that made sure that you were able to be provided for when your dusty, like the one on the screen, couldn't make the cut because he's sitting up here in a turban telling you need to provide. So when he didn't make the cut, you went down to Zaddy office and applied for some shit and then went back home and hid your nigga boots in the closet for the home checkup. That's what you did. So they the ones that actually worship the white man. Ain't nobody worshiping white men over here.
That ain't no turban. That's a scarf or a towel.
Can I say something?
Uh-huh.
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, so I just wanted to talk more about the Mammyism. So like, I mean, not to give too much of my info, but I grew up in a household where I did have my dad, even though he wasn't my biological father, but he was my stepdad. And my stepdad was like pro-black or what have you. And he's the type of person to not even think outside the box. So there's just certain conversations that I couldn't really necessarily talk to him about. But where I was able to get, like, I guess, out of that brainwashing and that mindset, I literally had to like move away. And it was like I was divesting, but I didn't know I was divesting. So like, had I not, got myself out of that neighborhood, got myself out from under like my dad or my parents or what have you, because everyone around me, you had to think, all my friends, all my family, everybody is saying the same thing. People in the church, your neighbors, like it's like you literally have to separate yourself out of that, and like I can't even necessarily go back. Sometimes I do go back, but like just for like little functions or what have you, I don't stay long. I'll get me a plate and leave. But what I'm saying is like the way I talk and the way that I think now, it's like, I would literally be shunned from my family, which I don't necessarily care too much about that. But y'all just have to think about the mammies that were in the situation that I was in, and like they don't see nothing. Like there are people that have never moved outside of the state, never traveled. Like they're literally hardcore stuck in this brainwashing, this cult or whatever you want to call it. They're stuck. So it's like they don't know anything other than what they grew up knowing. And like even when I tried to come to my dad and tell him like, hey, I might bring home a white man, and he almost cussed me out. Like he was pissed. And it's just like, but he doesn't know any better. His mom doesn't know. They don't know any better. So it's like,
well, here's the deal though. At some point with the age of information, they're not going to be able to use that ignorant ticket when they Google everything else. They see the community is all screwed up. Go do your research. You can't wait for someone to sit back and you can't sit back and wait for somebody to come tell you, oh yeah, niggas ain't shit. And you go, I know, but you don't make an exit strategy. How did a lot of the women that are former mammies make their turn around the corner? Because they noticed something was wrong and then they did their research and bounced the fuck out. So I get what you're saying, but they research everything else, but not this. Yeah, they can't have the ignorant ticket, especially not in the age of information. Really.
Can I say something?
Uh-huh.
I can say just as a newly non-mammy or whatever, a reformed mammy, it's like you keep seeing stuff. You keep like, hearing the bullshit within these little conscious or, counter racist or whatever talks and you just kind of keep telling yourself that no, you're not hearing what's actually what they're actually saying. And then, like, like DZ is saying, it's like it just becomes, I know, like with me, it just became too much. It was just so much hypocrisy. It was like, you're talking about how horrible racism is, but then in your personal in your personal life, even especially when it comes to like giving your money, to whom you give your money to, or who you want to spend like your time around, whether it's romantically or just friendships, it's not all these black people, but you're supposed to be pro-black. So it's like it has you as a mammy, even though that's what all you're surrounded by, you still have some sense that something is going wrong. And unfortunately, some mammies, they don't get to that point to where it just becomes too much. Like the double talk is just too much, and they just, I don't know if it's all the weed or Cavassier or whatever they're doing, but I guess that's the reason why there are some of us who are starting to be reformed mammies, because there's no way that you can keep telling yourself that it's not happening when it's right there in front of you. So you don't even have to really do too much research.
You're right.
I just wanted to add one more thing really quick. I will say I noticed that just in our little community that a lot of the women that are divested or newly divested, a lot of them are spiritual. I do know that there are some Christians or some religious women, but I feel like with the whole spirituality and that movement, I feel like it's opening up a lot of women, a lot of young women's mindset, because once you become spiritual, it's kind of like you got to let go of all the negative energy. And once you let go of all the negative energy, it's like your family, your friends, black men, like you literally start letting go of all these negative people, and then you wake up and realize, like, yeah, this is not, this negative shit is, it's the community, it's the whole thing. So it's like, I just wanted to throw that in there.
That's what's up. Tonight we not doing $2 trolling, motherfucker. Not happening. So I'm not putting that shit on the screen. Go sit your ass down somewhere with your broke, dusty ass. I troll bitter black women. Well, you better go ahead and leave up from out of here. Okay? You misspelled better. It's ETTER, sir. No $2 trolling tonight. I ain't up for the bullshit. Any motherfucking way. Somebody told me to get this naked off the screen. What? He not fine? I mean, come on now. Quit acting like you don't want some of that. Shit, matter of fact, let him preach to you some more. You know you like it.
I told you my fan was going to show up tonight.
Women planted the seeds and did gardening, agriculture. Those are the first scientists, the first agricultural scientists. You understand the point I'm making? Those women that did that. So woman and man is to provide. But in American society, in our community, the man is to provide. The man is supposed to provide for the woman. When a woman must provide what she's supposed to provide.
Y'all ain't gonna get nowhere with this man. Let me grant your wish and get his ass up out of here. The motherfucker said that you need to provide. So that right there needs to close that whole who's supposed to provide thing. They lying to you actually when they asked you to go 50-50. The motherfucker said you are supposed to provide. Point blank, period. Hold on, somebody in the back. Let him up here. Her up here. Lisa.
Hello, can you hear me? Yes.
Yes, ma'am. The reason that I took you from down up here is because I didn't want to drag and generalize the aesthetic of mammies. All mammies aren't fat and ugly. Some of them are actually cute. They just need to divest their ass off, honestly.
I understand. I'm sorry. It's just that I've been through a lot with a lot of these people, and I really don't have any nice words to say.
I feel you. The reason I'm trying to keep it 100, I don't want to make it seem like we're just angry, because we're not. We're going to tell the truth about them. Some of them mammies are fly.
You're not.
Some of those mammies are fly as fuck. They really are. But they just need to get the fuck up out of Blackistan, point blank, period.
Facts.
Like anyway. I was just sitting here thinking to myself, and I wanted to ask you ladies if I was a fence sitter, because I wasn't sure. Like, I am completely done with Blackistan, but the fact of the matter is, I don't feel like all of them are so bad, but the fact matter is the statistics, it says different. So I don't really know what to think.
You don't think all who are bad?
I don't want to think that everybody, well, not everybody, but all black men are bad, but the statistics, they just say so different. But I have no choice but to think that they're all bad. I have no choice but to think that they're all bad.
They are.
Because the numbers say different. The biggest serial killer was a black man.
Yep, Samuel Little.
I looked this up for myself, and I seen the video that you did, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, the youngest school shooter was also.
They want to talk about Jeffrey Dahmer for that many people.
The first school shooter was also a black male. He was only 7 years old at the time. This is the history they don't want to talk about. They don't want to talk about this shit. So if you think not all, you could possibly be right, but the chances of you coming across one is astronomically low. So subscribing to all will put your safety first, in my opinion, because the chances of you coming across that one, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. It's on you, Coco Fit.
I just don't know with these dusty ass dudes. Now I don't know if you remember King Noble made those statements about R-wording black women, that they were entitled to bodies, or that if we don't give it up to them, they take it by force. And have y'all heard that?
I have. He said our wording was revolutionary.
Yeah, that's what it was.
He said it was revolutionary because it expands the race. So if you don't bend over and let them have it, they're entitled to take it because that's nation building.
Right. Exactly.
I remember he said that shit.
Yeah, so this is the kind of shit and this is really kind of triggering for me also, because I was part of the pro-black community for a long time. And, and that's how I found out about all these characters on YouTube. I call them characters because they are characters on YouTube, because they used to do like all the debates and all that kind of stuff, like what, Healing Arts was mentioning earlier. So, I mean, I just don't understand how, now after all these decades, people are still drawn into people like Nature Boy and this asshole, and so many others that are on there just exploiting impressionable young ladies who are looking for something to save them but not saving themselves. And that is the most unfortunate part. I mean, in my eyes, a lot of them get caught up with a lot of like sex cult type things, like Dwight York and Nuwapians, and there was some other guy that Polite was dealing with. He was some kind of I think it was either Canadian or some shit, some guy that was doing tantric sex magic classes or some shit, and now he's on the run from the law, because he assaulted so many women. I mean, mammies, wake up. That's all I have to say. Mammies, y'all wake y'all asses up and stop, fooling around and get away from that shit.
Well, the thing is, a lot of these guys are on a spectrum of what, in general, Blackistan believes.
Well, yeah.
The belief system. So they're on different spectrums of it. Some of them emphasize rape. Some of them emphasize women doing. But a lot of people who are uneducated and don't really see Blackistan in a more objective light.
Yeah.
They'll believe anything. Especially these impressionable young girls when their mommies throw them out of the house. Where are they going to go? Okay. So a lot of people are still falling prey to this stuff because, number one, they don't know their history. They don't know the statistics. And if you give them the statistics, they're not going to listen.
Yeah, well, they never do.
So Blackistan has this element anyway.
Yeah.
It's always had this strain of Hotepianism anyway. So we've got every fool comes through with a preacher's collar or a robe or a rag on his head and call himself bishop, whoever. People are willing to follow them.
Yeah.
There are doctors with no doctorates.
Yeah.
Really.
Like a messianic, it's like the collective of Black community has messianic, complex. They are looking for someone to save their ass, and no one is coming to save you at all.
Exactly.
No one is going to save yourself. Put yourself first.
But see, if you tell Black people to save themselves, then that's going to stick a little bit. That's going to sting because you're putting the onus on them and especially Black men.
Very true.
Because they know they're not doing shit.
They can't. They literally can't do anything.
Mm-mm.
They're comfortable with the way things are, and a lot of Black women and mammies and hoteps and all those women think that they're uncomfortable in the current status. They're not. They are very comfortable. They like the fact that white men run the show. They like the fact that they don't have to bill anything and they can just come into other motherfuckers' community and ask them for handouts. They like that shit. If they didn't, they would have done something by now.
Mm-hmm.
Every time they were against something, they got up and did some shit about it. They wasn't able to marry white women. They went on ahead and got up and went to the Supreme Court and asked, can they marry white women? They wanted to eat with white folks. They did the civil rights movement. So please don't think that they uncomfortable, because they're not. They love this shit. Like I said before, they the one that worship white men. They do.
And the only reason they get up, see, it's okay for them to interracially date and do whatever. The only reason they get mad when Black women do it, because number one, Black women get the power. She gets the societal status that is conferred upon her by the man that she's with, the white dude, okay? Or the Asian dude or the Latina dude, okay? But Black men are trying to do this through Becky's, and it doesn't work that way. They don't understand patriarchy, how it works at all. So they're happy to get the resources from the Black women, because if the Black women go elsewhere, they're not going to have sexual access to them, and they're not going to have access to the resources that Black women are bringing into the community.
That's why every single fucking time we go live, there's somebody that's real worried that the Black females' resources is leaving the community, come up with a $2 talking shit or putting bitch ass names on themselves and clicking the link and coming up here screaming to the top of their lungs. So when y'all see that happening, please know that they are very, very worried. Y'all the only people that like them. Nobody else likes them for real. They have to get resources to date outside their community. If not, usually the chick on drugs or some shit like that. Point blank, period. It just is what it is. So when they want something, they take their ass to practice, go to the NFL, get some resources, tumble their ass into the goddamn end zone and say, Becky, will you marry me? When they want something to happen, they get up and try. They don't give a fuck. And they hate your guts. That's just what it is. They hate your guts.
And they hate your guts because Becky's daddy and Becky's brother, he takes up with one of you. You passed him. You're gone. You're gone. I mean, he's back there with whatever he can get. But you, Black bitch woman, whatever they're going to call you, you're gone because Brad, Brian, whoever has plucked you out of the community and your ass ain't going back. Why would you?
They'll call you every name in the book.
Thank you. But let them call the names while you drive your Audi. Okay?
Amen. Amen.
Did y'all know that the Black man was receiving government assistance and welfare before the Black woman? Did y'all know that?
Yes, they got a lot of shit before the Black woman did.
I
They
did not
even
know
got
that.
voting rights before white women did. They were taken care of. They just didn't do anything with it because they are bitches. They're beta. They can't do anything at all except for make babies and play victim. That's the best that they can do. And that's all you're going to get.
And they shocked. I'm sorry. They got it first because white men erroneously thought that, oh, this is, they're going to build their families and their communities with this shit. What did they do with it?
Right.
They squandered all that shit and then some.
Yeah, they sure did.
Just a quick.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I want to go back about 3 minutes when 3-4 minutes ago when you said something about them building and they're trying to build all of this and that. I could swear in that video he said it was our job to do that.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what he said.
I mean, the contradiction. That's what I caught. That's all I came up to say is that was the hugest contradiction.
Yolanda, honestly,
we're gonna build.
It's always been that way. And guess what? Guess who's trying to build? Black women. And then coming back and handing all of their resources to a dingy son of a bitch that really doesn't even want to be there with you. If he had an option, he's only as faithful as his options. Whenever they have a chance to get out, they get out.
Mhm.
And I don't understand people taking up for him. The proof is in the pudding. You're absolutely
Oh
right
yeah,
about that.
I married a Brandon, and lately, because I've been gone for a long time, because I've been married and I've been living my life, so I got away from this community, just living. And now when I talk to Brandon and I talk to him about all of this stuff, it's like you have venom when you say it. I'm like, I do. Back then I didn't have venom. It was just disdain. And I'm like, oh no, you could say whatever. You could see it on his face. Now I'm like, say it. He's like, that's kind of stuff I don't want to say. I'm like, I say it to my children. I say it to my mixed son. I let him know. If I see those tendencies, I come right on out and tell him. I say, you looking and acting like a, and I do the hard R. I'll be in the car, I hear some word, watch his head bob, say, quit looking like a, right next to me, embarrassing me. I say that, and I don't care who looks at me. Brandon, he turns red, but he wants to say the same shit too. I'm like, I don't even care anymore. At first, I was trying to have decorum and just be a good person. I don't care. I'm going on 42 tomorrow. I do not care.
Save yourself, sis. Save yourself, sis. And I hate to tell all these mammies out here, baby, you're just a jump off point.
Yep.
Exactly. I knew that since I was young. I've been with him
just a
for
jump
about
off.
20 years.
Because he's always looking, even if he marries you, he's looking for something better, the bigger, better deal. Even if he
I've been
puts a
married
ring
for
on your
years to a
finger.
white man. I've been married for years. The first black guy I've ever dated, I was 13 years old. I watched how he went to the military, came back to church with this little mixed girl, and everybody's, knowing that I don't know when we broke up. That was the first hit. Then every time a black guy would come, I'm like, oh, another guy. He's nice family. I went to majority white church. So when a black guy came along, of your age and when you're a teenager, you're thinking, oh, somebody black. Pretty soon I realized, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Because all the other little white dudes over here playing with me, letting me cheat and stuff, finding it funny. And there's the black ones that would always call me out and just be so rude and mean and just being exclusive. Like, you know how when somebody's doing a group of people doing stuff and you join in, they were the only ones that look at you like, why are you joining in? Why are you talking with us? Like, just sit there, be quiet, let us have fun. And I learned really quick. My mom said, go wherever you want.
A lot of times with the younger women, they'll think somebody your age or whatever is, bitter and you didn't get what you wanted out of black men, honey bunny. We'll see you when you come back. I can't tell y'all how many times somebody comes back after they go find out. Ain't nobody looking for them. I'll see you when you get back.
I like Brad since I was in elementary, playing Ring Around the Rosies. Looking, oh, he's so cute. That's my boyfriend. That shit like that. I never said that about Tyrone, but I remember, you play that game. That's my boyfriend. You're going to be my husband. That kind of stuff. And they would go along. The little black kids in the elementary, no, they went and got Becky for their pretend wife. I saw it early. I just didn't know what to make of it. I'm like, well, why don't you pick me? But then I didn't like them either. So
I just wanted to piggyback off what you were saying in regards to the Brad. Like when I was younger, I used to be attracted to, I'm attracted to him now, but I literally had to unlearn. Like I had to, I guess, teach myself not to be attracted to Brad just because of the simple fact of my family dynamic.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yes, I had to train myself back to, like when I started divesting and I started being back attracted to non-black men, it's like I had to train myself because of all the indoctrination. Oh, the pink teen, and oh, they smell like this and that. Like, it was just all
they
the
smell like wet dog. That was it. Wet dog.
Wait, y'all. Can I ask
no,
a
they
question?
said that the women smell like wet dog, not the men. They said the women smell like wet dog.
Let me ask y'all something real quick. Since you mammies don't date, white males or non-black males or whatever, when did you get a smell of that dick? Can somebody
Smell
tell
clean
me?
to me.
When did you get a? How did you get a smell of that dick? I would love to know. How I know how I smelled a black dick before because I'm a registered nurse and I've taken care of them. Okay, how did you get a whiff of that good stick? I'd like to know. Or you just doing programming to the younger girls? Yeah. If you want to let me know, I'm genuinely interested on how you got a smell of that good old dick. I'd like to know.
I deprogrammed myself. You know what? I deprogrammed myself when I was in high school and realized I was in all the AP classes, and the only other black person in the class with me was a black girl, and she was mixed. She was the only other black one, and I went through all 4 years of high school and never saw a black guy in my advanced classes. I didn't have to go to class with them. Only time I had to deal with them, and that was the drum major, was in band. I didn't have to deal with them at all. My circles was not even. They didn't like what I liked. And finally, I'm like, well, I want to go on dates too. I want to go to the prom. And they were always asking, hey, come along with us. Let's come on. And you know, you want to keep your blackness, and you felt it's wrong to shun them, like you're too good. Like, I don't want to be like that. After a while, I said, fuck it. By the time I got to college, it's like, fuck it.
I love hearing you guys'
And I said
story because I've never experienced that part. The guilt part, I've never experienced it because I've been divested since I was a minor, honestly. So
and here's the thing, my mom.
I feel guilt all the
my
time.
mom never pushed that. My mom never pushed that.
Hold on a
My
second,
mom
Yolanda. Hold on one
Go
second.
ahead.
Let her do her thing.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
No, you're good. Go ahead, babe.
Well, I was going to say I had to literally train myself because of simple fact. And to get back to the smell part, honestly, when I was in Blackistan, I mean, it's so embarrassing to like talk about, but like I would say, even the guys that you would think are like clean men, but like they still had a BO to them down there, and
underneath.
it's like I don't know what it was. Even if they did take a shower, I think it's just some type of smell that. But you know, being with my brand, like I've never experienced that with my brand at all.
No.
So it's like who really
has
right? It's like who really has the smell? Like who really has this? You know what I mean? So like at the end of the day, it's like you naturally we're supposed to be attracted to whoever we're attracted to, right? It literally is an indoctrination from a kid. I couldn't even say that I like Brad Pitt or Leonardo DiCaprio. I could not say that
I didn't like them, yeah.
Because I would get ostracized by my family, friends, and what have you. So it's like literally you have to deprogram yourself to, you know. I just want
here's another point. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Do you have headphones in, Divested Goddess?
Yeah, I have my AirPods in.
Okay, that's what I'm hearing. Yeah. All right.
Okay, I can check it out.
I was gonna say another thing to add to the smell. They lick their lips too damn much that by the time you get close to their mouth, it smells like stale spit. Anybody else had that?
No, I never did.
That saliva. I'm talking about my teenage days. They're sweaty and they be licking their lips. And I swear, when you go to kiss them, you just smell stale spit, like you done drooled all over your pillow. That shit's nasty.
Yeah.
A lot of them sleep with their mouths open. A lot of them
Mm-hmm.
sleep with their mouths open, and that, you know, it enhances the halitosis. Like I said last week, close your motherfucking mouth.
You don't have to breathe through your mouth.
Corona
didn't have to happen for me. Is there a delay?
Yeah, there has to be a delay.
There has to be.
I think Yolanda is experiencing a real delay. But
I mean, the black boys broke me up in, I don't know, in kindergarten. They put me off in kindergarten. Okay, because I realized that those were because I was a quiet kid and I wore glasses.
I was a book reader.
Yep. But
Go in the corner and read.
They like somebody that they feel, even that young, they feel, okay, this person's vulnerable. Let me go beat her up. And I would smoke a lot of them real early.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, I am going to mop this concrete with your face, and then I'm going to throw you on the merry-go-round, little black boy. Okay?
Listen, Healing Arts
They
got
never.
something big
Go
time.
ahead.
She says, don't let them give you oral either. And that right there is church.
That's true.
Let me tell you something. They're going to throw off, if they got really, really bad breath and their spit is toxic, they're going to throw the pH of your coochie off. That's just the fact of the matter. Okay?
Yeah.
So
Oh my
don't let them go
God.
down on you. If I
My
was you,
mom told me. She
I
said never
would
wear no tight.
I wouldn't deal with them all together, but if they end up right in your room and you fixing to do it, don't let them eat you out. Please make them wear a condom. Don't exchange bodily fluids with them because you're gonna end up funky just like they are. And by the way, it is not normal for your penis to be sticking to your thigh when you pull your boxes off. That's another thing I noticed.
Oh.
I can't tell
And
you how many of those shit logs that I have pulled off of thighs to put a Foley catheter in.
Facts.
And I'm
Oh,
That means we can't
girl.
even kiss them on the cheek.
Something's wrong with your sound, babe.
Don't let, if they've been drinking too,
Hello?
don't let them go down on y'all because they'll give you a yeast infection.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yes,
date
they
somebody
will.
else. Just don't date them. Period.
It ain't going nowhere, no way. It ain't going anywhere anyway. You either gonna end up with an STD or a baby mama, and you're gonna be called the crazy ex. Honestly, I think it was on Tammy.
Yeah, I just wanted to just go back to, I forgot who mentioned it, but just the fact of having to unlearn what you had, what you were basically indoctrinated, what you had taught to you when you were in Blackistan or, pro-black, especially when it comes to your attraction. I was like the same way. I went to like predominantly white schools when I was younger, and just having like a natural attraction to some of the white boys, but still kind of being afraid because you also hear like the whole smell thing, everybody's racist, all that stuff at home, and then it's like you don't want to make a fool out of yourself, but then you also have to basically tell yourself, oh no, they're not cute, but that's not what the pro-blacks, the black quote unquote males, men, whatever, that's not what they're doing in the pro-black community. They don't ever reprogram themselves to think that it's only a black woman for me. So I thought that was something weird. I thought that was just something that I had to do, but yeah, I didn't know how common it was. But the whole smell thing, I've heard that, but I never thought about it like, okay, how you as a man are supposed to know what a peak peen smells like, or an egg roll or whatever smells like. You would have had to been pretty close.
There's some bussy boys.
Oh, I almost said the F word.
You'll be able to say it in about a half hour. No goddamn worries. Y'all gonna get enough of this bullshit. You wondering why you took 2 showers and you like, what is that smell? That Dusty left his funk on your ass. That's what it was. Your pH is off. Okay. And you ain't enough douching in the world. And just don't do it. Don't do it. If you fucked around here and did it, take a bath, put like 2 tablespoons of baking soda in there so that you can get your alkaline back up, because that shit log, the shit that comes out of it is real acidic. It's real sticky. It's real stinky. And it's ridiculous for you to even want to be involved with something like that. Okay.
I think they made that refresh stuff probably for mammies.
Refresh won't even help. Refresh won't even help because the problem, okay, the reason is you've got to deal with the underlying problem, okay, with antibiotics or whatever, before the refresh pH equalizer will become really effective.
If you got a disease, you got to take your antibiotics first or whatever.
There you go.
After
take
that,
all your antibiotics, please.
Finish the whole bottle or it will mutate and it will be harder to get rid of. Just because you start feeling better does not mean that shit is gone. Finish the whole thing. Just stay out they goddamn bed. It's back on you, Yolanda.
I'm sorry about that because y'all keep hitting all the points. I divested whenever I turned 17. And I
Me
didn't
too.
realize I was divested. I just realized I wasn't dating at all. I wasn't dating at all. And because you had that feeling growing up, even though your mom, because like I said, I was talking to my mom and telling her all about it. My mom said, "When did I ever tell you that?" She said, "The reason why I raised you, we were the shittiest house on the street, but we were in a white neighborhood. Everybody else had their little nice house and stuff, and we were that ugly house." And my mom said, because she worked for child services and then for the juvenile department for years, she knew where all the zip codes were, where you wanted to live. Where if a manager looks at your resume and see you came from this neighborhood, they were less likely to hire you.
Yeah.
So she said, "I never told you that, Yolanda." And I told her, I said, "I always felt like I had to go with the black boys. And I programmed myself to go after them, even though I was still watching movies going, ooh, I was vibrating and seeing, looking at their picture. I wasn't going to the other people, to the nakers. I was just looking at the pictures of the white men, getting hot off of them. But in my life, what I actually did was I went after the black men. And I realized they don't even like me.
No, they
I
hate
couldn't
you,
be
actually.
included in conversations. If there was a white girl there and everybody's having fun at a lunch table, you got left out. And they look at you like you funny, like, why are you talking? It had that disdain, that just
I
look,
understand that disdain. That
that
disdain.
look.
It's a look like they smelled something bad and it was you.
And why are you talking?
And why
Why
are you
are you
talking?
talking?
Why do you exist?
Yeah, and you always get asked by Brad to go do something. You got invites and stuff like that. Hey, come on along. You're with us. And come on, come on. And they pay for your meal and you get all happy and you realize later, oh, they liked you. You just wasn't looking at them like that. If you did notice it, you pushed it aside and
Let
still
me ask,
looked at that one black motherfucker at the table.
let me ask y'all this real quick. Have y'all ever experienced this at your job or anywhere for that matter, where there was a naker there? I have smelled a naker's breath with his mouth closed. It was that funky.
Or with the mask on, with their mask on.
Mm-hmm.
It
Oh my
was
God,
that
you can still.
funky.
Their scalp stinks. Talking about white people smell like wet dogs. Their scalp be stinking like dandruff and just old grease they never washed out because they wore that fucking head cap for too damn long.
I've never been attracted to black men. My first crush was Travis Barker. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say mine wasn't Leonardo, but I sure had mine, and I like them with beards.
DC.
Well,
Yes, ma'am.
I forgot. I didn't tell you something. When I was in middle school, I moved to this middle school, and there was this white boy there. I guess he took a liking to me, and he bought special stationery to write these long, little, lovely letters to me, and he would bring them to school, right? And he just started bringing one like every week, and they would smell good and the whole thing. And here I am, this black girl, like, okay. And
You pushed them off.
somebody intercepted one of his letters to me. And I got the disdain and the weight of the entire community on my head because it got back to my family. And that's what they used to make fun of me all year about this kid who would come. He would write me these lovely letters. And I didn't know what I did to him, but apparently, like, he never tried anything. He was just a sweetheart of a kid. But he was in love with this girl.
Y'all were never suspicious.
And you could have had
a
a boyfriend. I'm sorry.
Y'all were never suspicious about the fact that it doesn't matter how dusty the dude is, your family won't say anything. They'll just kind of, see it and keep moving. But it does not matter what dusty it was. They were okay with it. But if you even think about a non-black person, all hell breaks loose.
Yes, all hell broke loose.
And here, my brother ain't never been with a black girl in his life, but they all accept her ass. And when I did it, they're like, well, what brought this on? And I said, I always did like them. It's just, I felt like it had to be a black man, have little black children, somebody that looked like you. That's what I was thinking. but I've always been attracted to them because
I
that's who
can't
I
when folks say
vibrated on.
I can't stand when folks say, "Oh, I want babies that look like me." It's no guarantee that if you
Yeah.
have sex with this black dude, that baby's gonna look like you. Okay, and if you
That
if
was my mind frame.
just go ahead and admit the fact that you want full black children and stop saying you want kids that look like you. Because I've seen it to where both parents are brown skinned and the baby's light skinned. So here's the deal. You're just lying. You want black children. Just keep it real.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that's the way it was supposed to go. That's how I was thinking. And my mom said, I never told you that. I never told you that.
Yeah, I have to also think about too, like being like a darker skinned black woman, like even when I did date, when I was in Blackistan and I did date black guys, like I would literally have their mothers tell them like, oh, she's dark or she's too dark or why are you with this dark skin? Like, and she would be maybe one shade lighter than me, a mammy, right? And it's just like just imagine me growing up in school, in school, and I was fairly thin growing up, and in Blackistan they want you to be thick, big boobs, but I live in Georgia, so like that's real popular.
Can I tell y'all a
here.
secret about that? You want to know why they want you like that? Because they think non-black men don't like women with curves, so they want to fatten you up so that you'll be undesirable to non-black men. But I'm gonna tell you something, that is not always the case.
Big facts.
I'm talking
More white men,
about,
yeah.
honey, there are white men out here that like a whole apple bottom, bitch.
Sure do.
Okay.
And they be the ones that are super fit and want a woman with curves.
Yeah. So I dealt with a lot growing up. Well, just from my own men. Well, not mine, but from black men. Like I was super insecure. But I did have a lot of, when I started working in the corporate world, I did have a lot of white men that were attracted to me because of my physique, and I used to model, but like, yeah, I just was not desirable. My skin color, I went through a depression stage just because of the simple fact that I just felt that no one wanted me. I was even suicidal at one point. So that's how bad it was.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that.
No, I was there too, hon.
I love my skin, and I love my skin now, but I'm just saying, like, it took for me to be by myself, do some self-healing, for me to find my self-worth and my self-love. And then now I'm entering in a community that, like, they don't even mention my skin color. It's like they love it. They do mention
it's nice, ain't it?
Yes, they love it. So it's just,
and they tell you, we're all going on vacation together. Get your stuff, and you sit there and you enjoy, and how about this and that, and you go to dinner. And nothing's ever said about your color. They may talk about race, but it sure isn't the color. Your skin tone, I mean.
Will somebody put the link in the chat for this stalker nigga so he can actually get the chance to talk to me? Because it seemed like he want to talk to me.
I got you. I'm doing it now. And thank you, Soul Girl. I appreciate you. I've already blocked his shit like several times, but I'm going to put the link in the chat. Now, mods, if he's not up here in the next 5 minutes, go ahead and hide him from the whole goddamn shaboodle.
He's a weirdo. Like, he keeps making multiple accounts.
Get your stupid ass up here. Get your stupid ass up here. I don't want to talk to you, but Unapologetic wants to go ahead and read you the riot act, bitch. And why are you so broke?
I'll be broke. $2, money.
It's cringy.
I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet.
It's cringy. I can't stand to see a grown person just spending $2. It's so a grown man. That's so cringy.
Oh, can I say something just back on like the original topic? Back in when I was on the point where it was only nothing but a black man for me. I didn't realize before I even knew anything about the manosphere that I actually ran into somebody who apparently watched the manosphere, because now that I have listened to bits and pieces, he was saying stuff that they say, like constantly talking about black bees, and I'm actually phenotypically a black female. I can't pretend like I'm anything else. But something that he said, it kind of reminded me of that video that you played in the beginning where like basically the women are supposed to provide, especially with that, I don't know, dyslexic Naker, talking about how like the women are running the market, so you're supposed to have a baby and then go right back to selling fruit. It don't even make sense. But anyways, the Naker, he was talking about how he was blaming his mother for not paying for his college, but never mentioned the father. And I guess that kind of goes back to like, you know what, if you're a single mother, you are literally supposed to be their everything. And then once they do have something, you know, that's it. They don't need you anymore. It goes back to that virus, you know, the parasites or whatever names it, you know, y'all were calling them before. But I just wanted to mention that.
It's a damn shame you got to be all the way bilingual to be up here, so you don't get in no trouble. It's a whole.
Can I say something about the providing?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi. I'm going back to that filthy the thing with the rags on his head. He just really reminded me of how disconnected they are from the duties of a man to provide, how much of a disdain they have. Because when he was talking about the children, he kept saying your sons and your daughters, Black women. He never once said our.
Not his.
He didn't even say anything about when he was talking about giving the sperm. He didn't even say anything about, you know, really what his responsibility is as a father or anything like that. He just kept referring to the children as yours, as if he really didn't have anything to do with it. So it's like they have this natural disdain for actual manhood and providing, and that's just seems like kind of all of them. That's before the whole single mother type of thing. I just want to put that out there because they're so disconnected from manhood that they can't even see the children as being any part of them. It's all the woman.
Can I add on that?
Hold on one second. Further along in the video, he said male dogs don't stick around for the puppies. You say 5, 6.
Yeah, they do.
You see,
I got dogs.
Right. Basically, he was saying that they are here just to procreate, and they're always comparing themselves to animals.
But anyway,
go ahead.
Well, I was going to add on to the part where she was talking about the Black babies and us providing and all this stuff. I forgot to add being raised in a 99% white church. You know, you had the Black ladies, they had their children, they were coming. The difference between us and the white people in that church, everybody had their white man sit next to them on a pew with their arms around them, and the lady looking as feminine as fuck. And here I am being even more noticeable and more aware that none of the Black women had their husband there. If they were married, they didn't have their husband there.
I could tell you where they were, okay? My grandfather was a pastor, right, Yolanda? And there were all women in the church. The Dusty that she was married to or shacking up with or whatever, he was balls deep in somebody else's pussy while you at church for 3 hours. That's where he was. That's why he's not in the pew.
Too. It's on the clock. They knew you were going to church. They knew they were serious. So that was the time to cheat. Because it was awkward. All the white women there, they got married at like 18, 19, especially in the 80s and early 90s. They were getting married at 19, 20. Their parents had them picked out. No, you can't date him because we don't know his parents and stuff. And here are the Black girls looking at every Dusty coming in the door going, maybe he'll stay. Maybe he'll come to church. Never stayed for more than 2-3 weeks. But, you know, you wait for that. So maybe I'll have a husband with me sitting with me in church. But it was always the Black women, even if they were married, their husband was in that church with them. But all the white people in the congregation had their little children with them, their husband with them. They looking all pompous and satisfied and, you know, taken care of. And the Black woman just sitting there by themselves.
Hold up a second, Yolanda. So it's been 5 minutes. Mods, go ahead and get the $2 hoe out of here. I didn't see anybody click the link. So find the $2 whore and go ahead and show them where hoes go. $2 hoes. I don't know why he come here every time, but anyway.
Yolanda?
Yes.
Okay. So on that same note, when I was in college, I went to a predominantly white institution, but there were a few Black people on campus, me included. And I noticed there was me and my friend, and then was a whole dearth of the whole cadre of Black girls who were like nothing but a Black man for me chicks, right?
Yeah.
And I noticed come senior year, I was the only Black girl engaged, but I was engaged to a white guy. Okay. These white women had, their rocks on their fingers. Oh, we're getting married next summer. Blah, 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 blah. The Black girls had no one.
Nope.
Okay. When it came to dances and things like that, they had no one. Right. And they were sitting there waiting for nothing but a Black. And there were more Black men on campus than us, but they had white girls.
Yep.
Okay. They had white girls. And out of that whole senior year, I was the only Black girl who was engaged by that time.
Wow.
I could have had dates.
Welcome to the panel, Ronnie. I haven't seen you in a minute. Good to see you. Ronnie Patton, are you still there? Going once, going twice? All right, Ronnie says she ain't here for the dust. Anyway, go ahead, Yolanda.
You made me lose my thought with that.
I'm telling you, I swear to God, the mother over here.
I got myself on guard just to hear him say something.
Right.
And I forgot what I was thinking of.
Ronnie is a woman. Summer Rain is here, though. Welcome to the panel, Summer Rain.
Hi, thank you very much. Right, I just wanted to share a little bit. One of the things I've seen in Black men is anytime, because when I was dating this Black guy, I think I dated him for about 2 years, and when I first started dating him, I was quite overweight, and I just realized that whenever I did anything to improve my image or my health, he would always, start becoming I don't know if he was threatened, but he would start saying like negative things like, oh, if you lose that ass, I'm not going to be attracted to you anymore, and
that's that
I like you the
gaslighting
way.
shit. That's that gaslighting
Right.
shit. Anytime you start improving yourself, they get nervous because they know they don't fucking deserve you. That's why.
Exactly. And I was just like, you know what? If you really liked me, if you really loved me, then you would support me on what makes me happy. But then when I realized, he actually didn't even want me to upgrade because he knew, because it was true. Once I've lost a good 20 kg and I was like really happy with my body, I was getting attention. It's the first time I've ever had attention from high value men. And that's when all of a sudden, he wanted to follow me around.
Listen,
where are you going, baby? I want to come with you. While it's before, it was like I had to beg him to even just come cinema with me. The minute I upgraded my looks, it was like I want to come with you everywhere,
Listen,
to the point where he would even.
If anybody is on a weight loss journey, okay, the first 180 pounds is you getting rid of that motherfucking dusty. That's the easiest weight to lose off top. You
180
in one day, okay? Shit, Summer Rain, I know what you're talking about.
You mean 300? Don't they like that movie too? You mean 300?
Honey.
Oh.
Honestly, the minute I saw that I was getting attention from other men, I literally sat down and I was like, what am I achieving from this guy? Because I'm paying half of the bills. He doesn't cook, he doesn't clean. If a baby was to come today, I know that I'll end up being a single mom. And the funny thing is, the minute I lost the weight and I was happy with myself and I wanted to just leave him, it was like, oh, I want to start a family, let's get married. I was like, this guy is trying to trap you. That's when I ended the.
I'm glad you didn't come out with a baby. That you dodged the bullet.
Oh
right
no.
there.
I knew he wanted to trap me with a baby, so I was just like, no, I can't do this. It's not working out for me.
Girl, you would have went down a pathway to hell had you gave that motherfucker a baby, and that's the fact of the matter.
That's really true because my friend got liposuction, like a full mommy makeover because she was done having kids. Why she let this nigga get her pregnant after she just got lipo?
Wow. Wow.
Hell no.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
depositing fat that you can't get rid of. Once they do that lipo thing, once you put those little pockets in there, it's harder for them to access it. They can't just get rid of that anymore. And then it's going to look really weird just because of the muscle bands.
Oh, and no, he got her pregnant after the fact.
Ew.
After she was happy with her body, he got her pregnant again.
Yeah, that's what I was talking
On
about.
purpose.
Once you have that done, it's the second time, the woman that's trying to get rid of it, it's harder and it looks weird. It doesn't look natural. I've watched people get big after lipo and they really look weird.
Body look like it's morphing and shit.
Yes, like it's melting.
Welcome to the panel. Ronnie, are you here now?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. This is what I wanted to say. Okay, we've talked about the Dusties, but to me, here's the problem. Let's talk about middle class or affluent black men, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They still reject the provider role.
Yeah, they're dusty as well.
I mean, they could be an investment banker. They want you to work and bring money in. They don't even think of themselves as providers. That's what I'm saying. It's in the culture. Broke Latino men feel that they are, if they got to pull up a million weeds, they are providers for their. Let's not even talk about Asian men. They're the ultimate providers. But black men don't even feel that they should. They feel that they're contributors, and that's it.
He could be making $300,000 a year, and you could be making 40. He still wants you to go half because they don't. They don't feel it. They don't feel like they should have to. They don't think that you're worth it. They're not going to take care of you, even if he's triple, quadrupling your goddamn income. You still going half with his dusty ass, and it doesn't matter how much money they make. They can be dusty as fuck too, from the homeless man all the way up to fucking bomber, dusty.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna say something offensive, very offensive. I'd rather be a white man's bed wench because at least I can be in a fucking apartment in a house that he's paying for than be a black man's girlfriend or wife because they don't want to provide shit.
Well, they don't marry nobody. So.
I watch the white men. Even their mistresses get their bills paid.
Yep.
In a house, an apartment, a car, and her college paid for. So when he decides she's too old, he at least prepared her to go live by herself or find another man, and he's not going to say nothing. You're not going to say nothing. You can act like it never happened, and you can meet the guy of your fucking dreams. That's literally how white men do it. You never see a black man do that. There's hardly ever any mistresses that he went out, got her a nice ass apartment, paying her bills, and she has a car running around like a rich woman. Black men don't do that.
They just
the thought. Just the thought.
It's true because they don't have anything. They have more to lose than these niggas do. What's gonna happen except for him getting caught and maybe that by here
his wife take everything.
Yeah, they don't have shit to lose. That's why they so messy with the shit. They act like we say that there are no bad white men. There are. They just still better. They're still just better than you. That's what you don't want to accept.
That you got my point. That's the point. Even if I'm his mistress and he never marries me, I know that I can get an apartment, a car, my children be taken care of, and he's gonna make sure his wife never find out, and he's not gonna joke with his friends about it. He's gonna keep that stuff hush hush, and then whenever he decides he needs something else, he'll let you go. But you have all that with you. You could take everything with you and go on to the next.
A severance package around this bitch.
Yes, that's what white guys do. And you can get married because he's not going to say nothing. And you could pretend that never happened, especially after your college is paid for.
Yeah, there's a huge difference between mistresses and side bitches. Mammies be side bitches. Mistresses get shit.
Big facts.
They get stuff. They even get shit in death, in his death.
Yep.
Car in her name.
See, that's one thing I never understood about a lot of our sisters being side chicks to these dusties. I'm like, if I'm going to do something low down dirty, I'm going to get something for it. I don't understand why you just giving yourself to somebody who's already gross, and then he doesn't even have enough he's not even giving you money or anything. That makes no sense to me. Even in all
When
my
he done with you.
even before my recent divested mentally, I've been divested physically for 11 years. I haven't had sex in 11 years. I've been celibate, but mentally I'm just now divested. And even in my mental mammydom, it still didn't make sense to me to be a side chick to a dusty. It's beyond my comprehension.
You get no emotional support. You get you don't receive any financial support. You don't receive any emotional support. They're only there for one thing. I mean, even a sugar daddy will take the time to listen to your problems and care. Oh, you want me to pay for that? Well, let me make you feel happy because you're making me feel happy. Niggas do not think that way.
I just don't understand the nerve to cheat. You already are the bottom of the barrel. And then you said you need an extra pussy on the side, and they are entitled because mammies
and can't pay for it.
Right, and they'll give it to them. I don't give a fuck about a dusty, okay? I really don't. I'm intrigued by the mammies that enable the dusties. You getting nothing out of this shit. Absolutely nothing. You getting
nothing but
all over the
shame.
place, right? Stretch marks all over the fucking place.
Yes, ma'am.
He talking shit to you. He's talking shit to your family. Don't take care of the kids, and then won't even claim you on his Facebook page. Bitch, you ain't getting shit.
And that the worst thing of all, the shame.
Yeah.
Because I look at it on their faces when they talk to me about that. Oh, she don't know he's with me. He's getting with someone else, and they're saying it proudly. And I'm like, but you know what she got that you don't have? He's bringing her somewhere, and you're not going anywhere. And you proud of that?
Yeah.
I know I'm not the only one that think that. When I look at them, I'm like, I have friends that are side pieces, and they just tell me all this stuff, and I'm just looking at them like, you proud about that?
That's why I don't give them the benefit of ignorance anymore, because a lot of them know. They know you. I mean, you've got your goddamn locator on your iPhone. You see people sending you shit because he at the movies getting paid for by another bitch. You know. So the ignorant part, yeah, I understand you was raised in Blackistan, but what you gonna do? You gonna keep this shenanigans up or what? Because I can't feel sorry for you once you find out. Hey.
They find out, they see it right in action. They even know there's another side piece. They just watching him take his girlfriend that he really won't, or who he's going to cheat on anyway, with you, everywhere. Well, you're not going anywhere. You can't be seen. And they don't think anything's wrong with it. They're over here bragging. Oh, but he really come to me. I'm like, no, you're a receptacle. You're a receptacle. You're his emptying machine to where he comes and he says, I'm going to get off on you, go home, treat my wife, do all the stuff that she demands, and come back to you when the day is done. And you're still not going to get anything.
With all that being said, they doing it while broke. That's one of the biggest insults. You broke. You broke. Sex is for adult males that provide. So it would be nice if you put one knee over the other, mammies, and stop giving it up. It can't be that good. Somebody needs to do a study on, is mammy's G-spot overly sensitive and how is it connected to their goddamn intellect? Because shit, I don't know
their
how
brain. What part of the fucking spine does that make that shit happen? You know? Yeah.
If niggas ain't got nothing else, it's the audacity. That's what they fucking got.
And I don't think, like I said, I don't think that they're addicted to sex with them. I think they just want attention, any type of male attention.
Something to build them up. I got this many women. I'm fucking this and I'm fucking that, so I'm good.
Well, I wouldn't say that, like, it's just any type of male attention, because it's like just how some other people were saying, like, I was around, going, I didn't know it was like a level up journey before, still being a mammy, but, losing weight, trying to better myself or whatever. being around, white men who were friendly, who didn't make it seem like they were so sexually driven as the Nakers are. So it's not like, nobody else wants them. So that's the thing. It's nothing. It's the whole mindset of nothing but a black man, even if it's, community D.
I didn't even know that was nothing but a black man, what I was doing in that little block of years. I did not know that's what I was doing. I just thought that's what you're supposed to do.
They don't reciprocate.
And you disregard everything else until you realize this sucks. You just start to get depressed and you're like, this sucks. And you feel rejected. And yet over here, Brad is like giving you all the attention, saying, let's come mud riding. I grew up in a country area. Let's go mud riding. Let's go fishing. We're going to Disney World. Don't worry about the room. Just buy your tickets. Come stay with us in the room. And all the other white girls, yeah, come on, let's stay. And you don't think anything of it when they pay for you.
A lot of black women, they feel really creeped out when they're being treated like a lady. Honestly, I've seen it to where somebody is offering to pay for everything, the date, the next date, the rent, the cell phone bill, and they get suspicious of men that do that because they're not used to seeing it.
Well, yeah, because for me, I was reluctant to take things from men because usually if it was a man was offering something, it was a black one, and he always wanted more than what he was offering. Like if they bought me a drink at the bar, then they were stalking me the whole night. Or if they bought you dinner or something, they expected sex and stuff. So it's just like all of those years of all of that happening, it messes with your mind to where when a man other than a black man offers you something just to be nice, you are suspicious, like, okay, what kind of strings are attached to this? So it's just all the conditioning from Blackistan. Then that's why I was so strong and independent and stuff. Part of the reason why I was so strong and independent is because I felt like if I never have to ever depend on anybody, then he wouldn't be able to abuse me. So that's where that suspicion comes from, because like I said, Nakers are always trying to get more than what they're offering, and they hound you if they give you anything. So to feel safe or whatever, I always just didn't take anything from anybody.
Got you.
House key for a 2 for $20.
Man, listen, do you know how much booty these mammies eat because of a 2 for $20? Let him come out his pocket.
Yeah.
They opening up the ass cheeks licking booty holes when he pull out a goddamn $20 bill. It's just sad to see, and it's embarrassing because you share the same aesthetic with me. So they come up talking all this weird shit that you mammies actually accept, and I'm baffled. I'm fucking baffled.
DZ, I think they're doing it for a 2 for $4. To be honest,
No. It ain't no 2 for $4. It's not a 2 for $4. I'm sorry, I got to lay this down right here. In my area, and I lived in a lot of cities, and most of those cities, you go to the black community, you know what the mantra is? All you have to have is a car and a box of chicken, and you got her. That's the mantra. If nobody else know it, I don't care. I had to do that.
I'm dead. I am dead. I'm dead.
A car and a box of chicken. It don't even matter what car. I've seen them drive up in a broke ass car, and he know he's gonna get it, and she's looking like, well, I was expecting more, but she happy that he even have a car. How low is that?
Okay, mammies, the doors of the church are open. There's a
Where's the organ music, DZ?
There's a free
Start up
seat.
the organ.
It's a free seat for a mammy. I know you're watching from the clouds, so I'd better not ever hear she don't never drop the link. The link is right there. The doors of the church are open if you want your soul saved. If you want to give your heart to divestment and go ahead and make sure that you have an eternal soul on the other side, the doors of the church are open. Click that link. I have a fresh seat for you. We can go ahead and give you some medical advice. We can get you away from these nakers. We can go ahead and make your life better just with alive. And then after that, it's on you, sis.
And we'll throw in DZ. We'll throw in some probiotics while we at it too.
Get your gut back in order.
The gut
The
and the
biggest
coochie. Shit.
Well, but like for real, like until I had found, just the divestment and stuff like that, I really didn't know what putting myself first was. So just to any mammies that are listening, it's like you're not gonna find anything else, especially not in like the pro-Black sector, that's telling you to put yourself first.
Yeah, because it's all about the men.
Divestment really means this is the biggest thing. If you divest, let's say everything is equal financially between the Black man and the white man, or Asian or whoever. When you divest, you're changing your role in society as a woman. Because if you're with that non-Black man, you're not a provider anymore. You are, like, if you make some money to go buy yourself some clothes, you are actually being provided for. That's the biggest difference. I mean, Black men, they do not feel that they have to. You have to provide. And you got to be under stress.
Yes.
Okay? And their mothers make it worse because their mothers and sisters are back there saying, well, she needs to work. What about her? She's got an education. Maybe she. And everybody is making it seem, okay, here's a good example. The one or two Black men I've seen are true providers. Russell Wilson, Sierra's husband. Okay? He told Sierra to let Future get off of child support because he doesn't need their little pennies. Okay, he said he has more than enough for all of them. That's a provider. He sees it. Michael B. Jordan, okay, he's dating Lori Harvey. He did all this Valentine's Day stuff for her, right? Instead of giving her like a Birkin bag, he gave her stock in the Birkin company.
Wow.
He's a provider. Those two men are providers. The rest of them, no.
Melinda, you clicked the goddamn link. Welcome to the panel, madam.
Oh my God, long time no see. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Where the hell have you been?
Oh my gosh. I got sick and I lost my job, but
I'm sorry to hear that.
but that's okay. I'm a nurse too, but I got pneumonia and got real sick at work. And so, but anyway, but I'm better and stuff. But I want to say hello again. Hello, chat. And Divesta, you might remember this movie called Overboard with Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn from the 80s. I compare this to the Black community. The Black woman is like Goldie Hawn, and the Black community and the Black men are Kurt Russell. She was on that ship. She's an heiress. She has everything going for her. She's rich, and they're on a yacht, and she falls overboard.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kurt Russell, he finds her, and he's just real podunk, and he has kids, and I think he's widowed. But anyway, he was just, basically, it's like he lived really in the sticks. And she had amnesia. And he was making her believe she was like his wife, and these were all her kids. And so what I'm saying is, it's like the Black community has had a vested interest in keeping Black women feeling low and feeling like you have to compete for even the lowest Black man.
That's a good analogy, honestly.
Yeah. So it's like you don't know your worth and your value, but but this awakening is like all this stuff is coming out and like the veil is lifted.
Well, they're having a bad reaction to it. Like I keep saying, that's why you see in the trolls. That's why you see, y'all on my Patreon, there are people that pay to come back and listen. Once they get found out, they get tossed the fuck out. But y'all have to know, y'all are doing something very, very, very special. You wouldn't be getting that much pushback if what you were doing didn't mean anything. The ironic part about all of this is that mammies are working really, really hard to change the community because they actually want Black men. We are making more of a change than the mammies are. Why? Because the mammies going to be there. They know that the mammies are going to be there. They're going to take all the tough work. They're going to mule. They're going to do that. They don't matter to the community. They're just there to do the work and also being hated at the same time. What you're doing is actually changing the face of it. So if you have kids and grandkids, granddaughters, whatever, they are going to be living in a completely different world than what we grew up in. And that's what's up. That's what's up. I don't have any grandchildren. I don't. But if I ever do, I would love for my granddaughters to see a different landscape than what we saw growing up, what we see today. It's just a sad situation for Black women. They in danger. All the stats are fucked up. And I'll be damned. I don't want my granddaughter growing up around these Black folk. I don't.
And I want to add this. Oh, I'm sorry, Divestment. I don't know if there's an overlap or what, but I want to say this. I have 2 biracial sisters, and they're both in their 30s. I'm 48. Mm-hmm. So my mom, it's like she had 2 sets of kids. So me and my brother, then I have 2 sisters. And when I say, because our mom is Black, my sisters are, and my stepdad was awesome. They're both deceased now, my stepdad and my mom. But my sisters are well adjusted, and they love my mom, and they love my mom's phenotype, and they love mine. So I just want to say, I think we have some conversations about like the well-adjustedness of some kids who are biracial, but my sisters didn't have any problems, and I think it's just because of my mother.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all making moves. What y'all doing is all the way special. It is. I have never in all my 40 plus years seen this type of panic. Because Black women have never, ever said, you know what, I'm done. I'm done. I don't want no parts of this. I'm putting myself first. I'm fixing to lose some weight. I'm going back to school. Some people don't even want children, and that's awesome.
Panic and delusion. And that's what's scary, how these men see things. It's like they're not even living in the same realm.
Yeah.
And they still are arrogant. They still, say things like, I'll be in a chat and they'll say stuff like, well, they don't want y'all. They don't want y'all like that. And it's like, they need you to keep believing that, but that is so abusive and disgusting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And truth be told, nobody wants them.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they keep telling we're the most desired men on the planet. Nobody that's the most desired has to say that. It just is.
But I'm looking at the blind, the follow. What we did, I guess, I forgot the word, but just kind of giving them that for nothing. The PR that Black women lended to Black men is better than anything in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Well, it was good talking to you, Divestment. Hey, everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and let someone else speak.
All right. I appreciate you, Melinda. You are loved dearly, my dear.
Okay, now I'll reopen the doors of the church. And put your hands out so that come down the aisle. Okay.
Come on and get baptized. They're not here for it, babe.
No, they gotta come to the altar first and repent and forget all that.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta come to the altar first. They have to get rid of it and repent and say never to go back to that way. Then they can get baptized. All right.
Mammies, y'all heard firsthand from the Hotep. He was a dark-skinned Black male with lots of dreads, the kind that y'all fawn over a lot. I don't get it, but hey. He said to y'all, hey, you need to provide. I want you to grow the food. You also need to respect us. Further on down the line in a video, he said that you were against him and so were white men. The reason that they're in their position is because of you and the white man, okay? Mm-hmm. They are the ones that are worshiping. And I'm telling you, you are going no place in Blackistan. I don't care what you do. I don't care how good of a woman you are. You know how many times I've heard the stories of motherfucking women talking about, I did everything for him. That's your first problem right there. What did he do for you? And the kids look hungry. They got on the same shit they had on yesterday because you so depressed of how he's acting. You put him first, even though he forgot to text your ass back. That's really fucked up, y'all. So I got to spend some time with my ladies in the Discord. So anybody got some smoke before I go? Because I appreciate y'all. Now, listen, I had a good time tonight.
Me too.
Mm-hmm, me too.
All right. Well,
I just want to say winter is coming for all of them, even the so-called high value dusties.
Yep.
Brad knows how to live in the winter. I'm with him.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's
he can
up.
build a house in the winter. He'll keep me warm.
I love
He'll provide.
I just want
love
to
the
say,
too.
drink the cranberry juice if you're still gonna be messing around with them community dudes.
Get that flush going on. That
They got some
cranberry juice.
shit. They got some shit and they pissed that the cranberry juice ain't gonna be able to handle, y'all. It's
It's called STDs.
Yup.
All right, bye, y'all.
Bye.
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 Have a good night. Bye
You
bye.
too.
Night, ladies.
Peace out. I'll meet y'all in the Discord in like 2 minutes. I got to
All
pee.
right.
Okay.